Okay, I am live. Let's go. Is this recorded, by the way? That's something that I don't even know. Hopefully, this is recorded. This is my very first time being on a live. Not even sure if it's recorded, to be honest. If you're watching, please let me know in the chat. I am going to be answering some questions. Come say WhatsApp. Let me know in the chat. Okay, I think. Cool. Awesome. So we are live and now 11 people watching, I think. We'll just give a couple of minutes. Obviously, we just started. But let me know where you guys from in the chat. Please talk to me because this is about the Q&A and I'll make sure that I will answer the question. The reason why I'm wearing a hat, by the way, is because my hair is a bit messy. Yep. But looking good. I just made this in Denver, Colorado. It's like I made this little flip right there. And just saw, there's an S on the back, and just put a little, wait, which one? Which was that? Wait, yeah, put the little, feather right there, and just like very simple white plain band on it. Very simple, classy. But I like that flip, you know what I'm saying? Like, she made that flip. That's really dope, in my opinion. Anyway. Hello, good morning. Hi, I'm from India. Hi from India, Moffat County, the North Sea. Hi, Egypt. Hi, welcome from Japan. Awesome. Welcome, Pennsylvania, Beijing. Hey, everyone. Hi, show. Was watching Philippines. They're from Luxembourg, Saudi. Beautiful. What country is that? 5 hours northeast from Denver. Amazing. Hello, nice hat. Thank you. Israel, awesome. Indonesia, I'll be there soon. Nice. Beautiful. Ukraine, Italy. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We've got 42 people. Hopefully that is going to be a lot of people today. It's going to be 60 minutes. I actually want to do this in a little bit more occasional way so that I can give a very specific advice and Q&A for people who is looking for guidance in terms of like achieving goals. And also pretty much any question. There's no limitation. Not limitation, but you know what I'm saying, like anything that you think it's important for you, then I will try to find a question that is relevant to everybody and that helps a lot of people, but also a very personal question as well. Welcome. Happy to have all of you guys. So I think because of the time that I chose, I think a lot of people are relatively in Asia to Europe. I think for people who's in East US, probably decent, but perhaps not for the West. So, yeah. Portugal, amazing. Colombia, great. Beautiful. Konnichiwa. Welcome. Can we increase height too at the age of 23 by manifestation being a girl by 5 inches? How to believe in this when even some law of attraction coaches said it's impossible? I don't think anything is. I don't think that's impossible. I think it's highly possible. As a matter of fact, my height kept growing until 26 or something like that. I don't think right now I'm growing at the moment in terms of the height, but yeah, I think it's highly possible. You see, I think it's very important to talk about. So there's one thing that you said is very, very important. You know, there's so many people out there doing like this. There's so many people out there telling you, do this, do that, law of attraction or mindset or whatever that is. Like, this is how to XYZ. This is how to XYZ. But here's the thing. Do not listen to people who tell you to compromise, who tell you this takes so much time, this is not easy, blah, 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 blah. That's their belief. That is absolutely their belief. Because they're not confident to achieve certain goals in a very short period of time, they won't. And then they're telling you that you can't do shit. And it annoys me the most because there are so many people out there who doesn't have a skills, who doesn't have a confidence, trying to be a leader, trying to teach people with wrong information. And imagine that, some people are very pure and like genuinely like that person and listening to those people and just program themselves with the wrong idea. The moment that you allow yourself to be receptive to somebody, now you are literally reprogramming your mind with someone else's belief. So this is why it's so important to understand who you listen to. So if somebody says you can't manifest or you can't grow your height, then do not listen to them. Do not. Because they just don't believe. They don't believe in law of attraction. They don't believe in the power of human brain. Because they don't. Because they're not confident. Does it make sense? So I say, why not? Because I kept growing until 25, 26. And then, as a matter of fact, every time I go back to my home, my grandma was like, did you grow? And then she's so surprised. And I was like, I don't think I grew up to, after 25 to 26, but she just keeps saying to me like, wow, you became even taller. And I was like, oh, really? Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So it's highly possible. Just do not listen to people who just tell you can't do XYZ. It's their belief, and do not listen to those limiting beliefs. Does it make sense? It applies to everything. There are so many people out there is going to tell you, oh, okay, building a business takes time. No, it's not. You see, like, I know the fact that there are people who's making millions and, like so much money within a year. So how can they could achieve such a huge accomplishment and they're making so much money? And then why so many people are struggling to building business is because the way they think. So if you listen to these type of people who is struggling to build a business, of course, you're going to get that limiting beliefs. Does it make sense? So like right now, and especially, we have bombarded with so many people, so many informations, so many ideas, so many opinions. So always you decide who you want to listen to. If you want to listen to me, I'll make sure that I am going to share the most important and the most valuable informations, and then that actually helps you to think better so that you can attract things and you can manifest things, and it makes you feel proud and it makes you feel good and makes you love yourself and be able to be confident. Whatever I say, whatever I share is always leads to the possibilities, that always leads to the motivation, always leads to something that, even if the 100 other people say you can't do XYZ, why not? We can do it. I'm more into possibilities. I don't like to think that you cannot do shit or it takes time, it takes years and years and years. Because there's a people who's building business in a year. Why? Because again, it's possible. The moment that you think it's possible, the door opens for you. But as long as you keep telling yourself that you can't do it, you can't. It's as simple as that. So be careful who you listen to. This is one of the most profound teaching that you can ever learn. As a matter of fact, a lot of people don't give a shit. But rule number one, listen to people who has what you want. Listen to people who lift you up, who gives you motivation, who is honest. Not the ones that trying to be liked by everybody by saying something like some weak mentality shit, but the people who is willing to be disliked, they're more honest. They have the courage to face those negativity, but still want to share that message. That's the one that we should listen. But again, do not listen to the bullshit, okay? You decide, because this is your mind, this is your ear, this is your brain. You're going to decide what kind of information that you want to perceive. Right. Let me just go through a comment. Hello from Australia. You've been extremely helpful for me in many ways. I'm happy to hear that. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Cool glasses. Which brand? It doesn't have a brand, actually. This is a blue light glasses. I made it quite recently and I love it. It's cool, right? But it doesn't have a brand. That's so true. How I can find the best mentor? Well, that's a good question. You just go ahead and window shopping, eh? I'm always afraid of relationships. I'm afraid of the ideas that I'm with someone I love, and I fear that he has an ex and he loves her more than me, and then think about what works, what I want to do on. Yeah, I think your entire belief system is just focused on a negative side. So whatever you see, the world looks like so much negativity. It's like you think the world is just full of shit. It's because of the way you think. And I might sound like a piece of shit, but I'm just being straight and honest, because the truth is, I had the first moment with a girl when I was like 7 or 8. Like, isn't it normal? Like, I didn't, have the physical contact on that part, but it's just, I think it's a beautiful thing to be loved and then love somebody in every stage of our lives. And the fact that you are afraid is because it's coming from a low self-esteem. You just cannot see yourself confident in somebody that you're worthy of being loved. That's why you reflect, and you're focusing on the fact that they have X and they love their ex and blah, blah, blah. But it's not about them. It's about you. So you're going to change how you think about yourself and a self-image. And self-image dictates everything. Self-image is absolutely the key for you to have a positive window to see the world, or to be able to stand there and just like, hey, like, I'm here to love and I'm here to be loved. Hey, show how to reprogram your mind and the nervous system to cure from chronic illnesses. Well, there's a lot of cases, especially I think when it comes to the illness and to physical symptoms. And I've helped some people with depressions and physical pain and those kind of things. Like, I also helped IBS symptoms, but it's all coming from the way you think and then changing how you feel about the things that you see. And if you can take time, I would highly recommend to really go into a deep meditation with my type of meditation. And if you basically struggle with this for a long time, then you need probably a 7 days minimum to really high concentration onto this meditation to reprogram your mind. If you're just only meditating 10 minutes a day, these type of things is going to be a little bit difficult. But really high, intense, concentrated meditation practice with the hypnotic aspect, not like mindfulness, not vipassana. It's not going to help you, but really language-based reprogramming your mind, type of mind, remeditation, and those kind of like stuff. Dr. Joe Dispenza does a lot of things like that. And I think when it comes to the illness, I think he's a little bit more expert. So I'm just going to be completely honest, because I used to be a life coach and I was helping people with, all this anxiety and et cetera, and et cetera. And then sure, I have an experience with helping those people. But it was really intense coaching sessions and I was keeping accountable and then, XYZ. So if you want to do that alone, then you really want to make sure that you're going to just completely isolate yourself and really focusing on that aspect. And only the meditation alone, if you just meditate every single day for about 10 days, whole day, every day, the change is absolutely inevitable. like Vipassana meditation is absolutely inevitable. But how I did it is a little bit more hypnosis aspect, hypnotic meditation. And that's exactly how I came to a point that where using meditation or hypnosis can literally reprogram your mind very fast. It changes genetic expression, it changes the chemical production in your body, and it determines like how the body adjusts to so those like kind of illnesses and symptoms. So if you really believe, and then I believe 100% that you can cure that, but you also have to believe you can 100% cure it. And if back of your head, because there's a really interesting research actually, well, more like a story. So there was a gentleman who was a cancer, and then it was really, really, I think stage 4 or something like that, and then it was a really bad situation, and he was told by a doctor that he only has 1 month left, right? And then this gentleman tried some sort of treatment, which was the strongest treatment out there, and this doctor gave him with the placebo effect, and he actually cured the cancer with that treatment, including a placebo effect, right? So like he was basically told with the suggestion saying, this is the powerful one and this is going to cure your cancer. So he believed it. He believed the doctor, and then he cured the cancer. He went out happy, went back home, happy life. He watched the news. It says that treatment was full of bullshit. The moment he watched that news, says that treatment, exact treatment that he received to cure the cancer already was a bullshit. The moment he watched the news, the cancer came back, and then he had to go to the hospital again. Now he went back to the hospital, and then the doctor came again, and then this time doctor gave him the even more stronger one. He compressed that treatment or medicine, whatever, into the even more high percentage. So it's so strong, and it's like it's definitely going to cure. But he was actually just adding the water. So there's no strong such a thing. There's just nothing like that. He just added a little bit of water. He gave him cure the cancer again. Placebo effect. It was just he believed that this time this even more stronger one is going to help me cure cancer. He cured the cancer, and then a couple of days later, he actually passed away because, again, the moment that he believed that it wasn't true. No, sorry. Yeah, right. So the moment that he actually watched the news, sorry, it was actually not the watching the news is in the middle. Watching the news at the end. Sorry, I just had this research. So he came out from the hospital, and then he probably had something here. He went back to hospital, and then he cured cancer again. He watched the news. He died. He passed away because of that, because the cancer came back the moment he watched the news. Yeah, and then he passed away. So that's how strong your mind is. That's how strong your belief system is. If you really, truly believe that, whether it's an illness or whether it's something that you really want to achieve, the moment that you can believe that it's happening, and the moment that you can actually change the way you see yourself, and that you're worthy of those luxury lifestyle or the money or the achievement or this, becoming the main character of your life and becoming the super famous, whatever you want to be, whoever you want to become, that's achievable. So I highly recommend you to really go into the placebo effect, the power of the mind, and how you can utilize that meditation. I have a bunch of free meditation, on my YouTube, so go ahead and watch it. Get into the very strict, concentrated days set aside, and I would highly suggest to meditate every single day for like whole day, every day. Cool. I'm just going to skip a little bit. Sweet. Thank you for changing the people. People change. Yes, honestly, I just love hearing wins. I do coaching business, and I work with very high level people, 6 figures and 7 figures, and I'm blessed to be here and blessed to be able to work with such a great individuals. And I'm dead serious, right? Like when I'm coaching, I'm dead serious, and all I think about is like, okay, how can I make this person win? How can I make this person just be happier, more fulfilled, more abundant? And then when I hear like, show, like I had this and I accomplished this and that like changed and blah, 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 like it just fulfilled me the most. I feel like I'm the luckiest to be in that position, even though, you know, they're being happy, changing their own life and accomplishing even more. I feel like I'm the happiest, and then definitely it's absolutely blessed to be in the position that I'm in. But I also want to say the reason why I'm so confident is because I believe in myself, and also I have so many skills. I have so many skills. And, you know, for all of you who is now have people around you telling you that you cannot do shit, or this is difficult, or it takes time and years, do not listen to that. I even had coach who I paid told me that it's good to be confident, but you should know where you are. It's like, bro, I paid you money. I paid you 5-figure. And then you tell me that bullshit. But I don't listen to those things. I'm not going to create a fight. I'm a fucking mature person, right? I'm not going to create a fight. But I'm like, yeah, you're right. I'll just say you're right. But exactly what I said, like I only listen to people who I want to listen. I only listen to the ideas that I want to listen. Everything else is just, I'm sorry, but I'm not listening. Shut it down. Boom. That's not the idea that I want to believe. No, thank you. Okay. Do not listen, even if it's family member, even if it's your friend's girlfriend, boyfriend. Maybe they're saying out of love because, you know, they're worrying, etc. Maybe their intention is not that negative. However, you get to decide who you want to listen. You get to decide what kind of ideas that you want to believe. Okay, this is so important. I even have, still these days, you know, I even have people that I work with, agencies, or, you know, these people that told me those bullshit. But again, there might be coming from the jealousy. It might be coming from the negative intention. Who knows? But either way, you get to choose what to reject and what to accept. The same as people, right? You have the choice. Like the choice is within your hands, and then that's something that you really have to understand. Cruel. Let me see. We are always shifting realities, and in the infinite reality, so everything is possible. 100%. But it's just, you have to, if you change the way you think, the rest is inevitable. So this is something that about law of attraction, manifestation. So let me say it again. So this is one of the most dangerous part of the law of attraction and manifestation. Everybody thinks that I understand law of attraction. Everybody thinking that, oh, I understand spirituality. You know, I understand law of attraction, manifestation. I understand reprogramming my mind. Like, I'm always positive. And then look at your life. If your life is not speaking that what do you say you know, you don't know. There's a quote which goes, to know and not to do is not to know. To know and not to do is not to know. The best way to reflect in where you are in terms of your subconscious mind is simply look at your reality. If you look at your reality, and then if you don't have what you want, that means you have to change something in your subconscious. You have to change the way you think, right? And then starting from, okay, knowing that I don't know something and I want to learn, right? It's like once you start learning about it, you become open. When you being open about learning, then you absorb so much things, and then you don't change what you've learned in your own way. You just do it the way you're told, the way you learned. And in this flow of the learning process, you're basically trying exactly what you're told. But a lot of cases, people are trying their own way, which never worked before, but they're still trying their own way. That's why they don't have what they want. Okay? If you have something that you want, it's beautiful. Go take it, right? But understand, thinking dictates everything. The way you think dictates everything. The belief system is everything. I learned this in the most painful way. And then this all comes back to this: thinking dictates everything in your life, not your skills, not your knowledge, not your experience. Because there are so many people who make so much money and who's more happier and abundant and living the best life with very little skills. And that's the truth. You might be having so much skill, so much talent, but you might be broke. You might be unhappy. You might be really bad at relationships. It's because the way you think. It's not about your talent. It's not about your skills. It's not about the amount of followers. I know the people who makes 10K per month without the followers. And that's the truth. So the way you think dictates everything. I'm reading the book, The Courage to be Disliked. Yeah, I read that. That's an Adler. Alfred, is it or L? I don't know. Alfred Adler or something like that. I'm not sure, L or R. Maybe I'm pronouncing a little bit wrong. But yes, I've read that book quite a while ago. What is your favorite tattoo? I think it's the one that says meditation. I don't know. I just love the language as my first one. I'm still blank right here, but meditation. I feel like I always come back to a point where this answer is always lies within. Answer lies within. But what we need to find is a question. I think the people are busy looking for a question out there. No. Sorry. The people are busy looking for answer out there, but answer always lies within. Always. Always, always, always. You can't find the answer without you or outside of you. You find the question outside, whether it's a self question, whether it's a reflection, or whether you're looking at somebody, and then you think of question, or somebody asks you the question, and then you find the answer within. There's no other way. You never find answer out there. That's why you could be a loser driving Ferrari. You could be a miserable in the biggest mansion in the world. You never find answer outside of yourself. Answer always lies within. But the question, though, what we need to find is the question. The question allows us to direct to the answer that we're looking for. So there's a question for in Japanese says, "Shou-san wa negative ni naru toki wa arimasu ka?" Which means, do I get negative? And I think that is not a bad thing at all. However, I don't have any anxiety. I don't have any overthinking. I used to have this like weird thoughts of like, oh, I'm the piece of shit. I'm like so bad. I'm stupid. Blah, blah, blah. Like I had all of those like fucked up thoughts. But I struggled with anxiety. I don't want to like come off like a brag about, you know, how fucked up my life was. But I did have, but you can reduce it almost zero. You can definitely rewire your brain and then reduce your anxiety and that negativity into zero. So nowadays, you know, the other day I lost $1,000 because this person who said I can get my TikTok back, I got logged out from TikTok and I was like, fuck, I forgot my password. I can't log in again. I'm still logged in with my old laptop, but it's old laptop. So I don't want to, you know, carry around, and I want to log in again with my phone. So I paid $1,000 for this guy. He disappeared. And I was like, okay, whatever that is. So even if those things happen, I'm pretty positive about it. It's because I don't focus on negative. Like I trained my mind, unlike a couple of years ago, I trained my mind to only focus on the solutions and what I already have or what I want to have, instead of focusing on the problems and the negative things. I'm constantly focusing on the solutions or what I already have, something that I'm grateful. And then life is much better in this way. It's just, I know the fact that every single person here or who's watching do have some sort of whatever to be grateful. Whatever that you feel like you know what, I'm actually really happy with this or XYZ. It's much more fulfilling and happier while we are focusing on these things. However, the negative things and problems can make you feel like, oh, it's shit is not working. I'm a bit annoyed. I'm frustrated, and etc. etc. Of course, it's easy to focus. That's why you got to train your mind to focus on very very specific topics and ideas, and reject the rest. Because the moment that you think it's not working, the moment you think it's a problem, then it becomes a problem in your life, and then it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, we are the one who's giving a soul into each problems, into a serious problems. Cool. What should I do when my family is constantly talking negative? Yeah, that's well, the best way is to really not listen to it, because just because they're a family, that doesn't mean that they're a perfect human being. Like, look at us. Everybody's trying growing, and there's a saying that the moment that you stop learning, you died. And I truly believe that, because every day I'm growing, and then every week I'm growing, and every month I realize that, fuck, I became even better. And that keeps going until you die. So the moment you basically stop learning, there's no, you can't adjust to the new way of thinking, the new way of living. Now, for example, the last couple of years, the AI is like, wow, it's like so fast. It's changing. And then imagine that you're just not willing to learn about AI. You lose a lot of there will be a lot of businesses that will be lost, and that'll be damaged, and there are a lot of people who's going to lose a job. And that's, everyone is talking about that, yet there are people, so many people, stop learning, and they're not willing to learn. That means there will be consequences of not taking that action. There's always a consequences of taking action, and there's consequences of not taking action. I actually talked about that on a TED talk, that risk of action and risk of inaction. However, the risk of inaction is the biggest risk that you can take, because as long as you're taking action, you can learn from it, you can be better. So you did something that you challenged yourself. But if you keep taking inaction as a decision pattern, what happens is you can't just rewire the time or go back in time. There are lost moments, lost opportunities that you cannot get it back, and you're not learning anything because you didn't challenge yourself. So keep listening to people who's positive and who is willing to give you and motivation and uplift you. Ignore. Like, I don't care if it's a family or not. Like, if I care about your growth, I would absolutely ignore. And then once you become successful, just make sure that you have a lot of abundance to share with them. Dude, just wanted to say how much I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for a beautiful message. I really appreciate it. I'm glad that I'm an inspiration. Sweet. That's very sweet. It means a lot to me, man. Cool. I've seen a similar story about a little boy who was told to create a brain room and in his mind and start hacking away at his incurable tumor. And the result was that his end up shrinking. Wow, that's a cool story, actually. I kind of want to see the research. I'm just going to go. Let's see if I can find that later. That's a cool story. Okay. Yeah, just wanted to say thank you for giving us. Thank you. You guys are very, very sweet. Thank you so much for giving me lots of comment like that. I'm genuinely grateful to be able to receive so much positivity and so much appreciation, and that really gives me the wings to fly and motivation and the purpose to really keep making videos. So thank you for all of you guys watching right now. I just wanted to take time, and I really appreciate all these beautiful comments. Yeah, it's really powerful, to be able to genuinely receive those comments. Yeah, I feel like it was such a great reminder right now that, yeah, like the videos I'm making is touching someone's heart, and it's beautiful. Thank you guys. Awesome. Yeah, there was a lot of comments. Lovely. How to identify which path is for me? That's a great question. So I actually made a video about Ikigai, and that is definitely going to help you. I think I'm going to be able to post in a couple of days, I believe. But you see, every path is right. And as a matter of fact, there's so many different ways to go. You know, you could be anything, right? Like if you really think about it. Because even if you are my age, 30, 40, whatever, you were even younger is better because you can decide whatever, and then after 10 years you can always, you know, change the direction. But it also applies to 50, 60, doesn't matter. But it's just a matter of the time that the younger people has a little bit more time. That's how it works. So even if you put so much effort into something for 5 years, and at the end of the 5 years, you're going to be like, you know what, I want to change my business. And that's completely fine. Because you will learn so much and experience so much in the next 5 years. And then if you want to change the business or course of the path that you're on, that's fine. I think it's supposed to be that way. But even the gods cannot take that away, is that your knowledge and experience and the person you became is a legacy. So I would highly suggest to just try a lot of things. You see, there's a lot of billion-dollar company, and the founder of those billion-dollar company is their not first business. So like if you want to build a wealth or like achieve your goals or, you know, build a business or whatever that you want to do, always remember there's people like who built 6, 7 companies before they succeed the first company. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, this is also my second, or actually third. I've also tried different things before. Didn't work. Okay, fine. But I didn't just simply give me an option, because what I knew in my path is that I'm going to be successful and I'm going to inspire people, and I do what I want to do, and I want to live the way I want to live. And that's the path. It was just non-negotiable. But it could have been a different way. It could have been fashion. It could have been something different. But it just happened to be a coaching at the moment. But who knows? Maybe 10 years later, maybe I'm just setting something different. You never know. Maybe I'll become a sushi chef or something like that. Excuse me. Is it possible to manifest your dream career when you're already in college for another one? Yeah, of course. Why not? I don't see any problem in just because you're in a college studying something different, just because you can't, just because you're in studying something specific. I don't see any problem. So you see, you think that's a problem. Does it make sense? The moment you think that's a problem, the moment you think that, oh, because I'm studying something different, it's going to be difficult for me to pursue that other career. Well, that's not true. That's what you think, but it's not the truth. The way you think or what other people think is not necessarily a truth. It's the opinion. That's why I'm saying, listen to people who you want to listen to. Okay? I would say I don't see any problems, which means you shouldn't see the problems in this sentence at all either. There's no problem in what you said. You're just studying something different. Now, oh shit, I feel like I want to go pursue another path. Go ahead. That's it. You know what I'm saying? There's no problem. Oh, but I wasted a couple of years in doing this degree. Well, if you think that you wasted it, then that's a waste. But if you enjoyed something that, if you enjoyed, let me say it again. So if you look back in hindsight, oh, this like courage degree or like whatever you were studying was different than the actual career that I want to pursue, or now I changed my mind. If you think that was a waste of time, then that's because that becomes a waste. But if you think that, oh, okay, but I enjoyed and I learned a lot, and then I realized that this is actually what I want to do, that you found something beautiful and then you learned a lot, that's not a waste. If you enjoyed and if you learned something great by wasting time, then that's not a waste. You know what I'm saying? The moment that you think it's a waste of time, that becomes a waste. So don't waste your time. Even the way you think about the past, you can indirectly waste your past you already spent. Does it make sense? That's how powerful your mind is. Like, it really connects in past and future and present. You don't need to just like go on and watch Sky for the next 10 hours and waste your time. If you really fucking enjoy every second of it, or if you find something like, oh, I found the answer, that's not a waste. But the moment you think like, oh, did I just look at the sky for 10 hours straight? What a stupid bastard. I wasted my time. The moment that you think that way, that you waste it. Or you look back in like 5 years ago, I just realized that I wasted time, my time 5 years ago. Oh, and now you wasted time by thinking that you wasted. Does it make sense? Like, it's so profound to really understand how you think, because most people are not self-aware. You know, all I'm thinking is like how I'm thinking right now, to be able to be self-aware. Like, I'm always tracking my thoughts. I'm always paying attention to what I think. Is this ego-driven, or is this my coming from intuition, or is it coming from my insecurity, or is it coming like I'm always like constantly in a conversation, communication with myself and with my thought process. Cool. Let me just skip a little bit. Thank you for sharing your amazing mind and knowledge. Thank you. I want to ask you, do you have advice on better talk to new people who I just met and gain good friendship or relationship from them? Okay, so this is a good question. So you're asking that you want to build a good relationship and then you want to build a good friendship with new people, right? What do you offer to them? What do you offer? What's the benefit for them to be friends with you? And to be fair, a lot of people think that like without offering something, you can gain what you want. And that's not true. That is not true. Like, for example, imagine if you're negative and like if you're not funny, who wants to hang out with you? And I know it sounds bad, but like everyone, this is a psychological perspective. If I get to choose who to hang out with and who I spend time with, I want to hang out with somebody who's positive. I want to hang out with somebody funny, and like the vibe, you know, like I get the vibe, like I vibe with you, bro. Like I vibe with you. And to be honest, I don't fuck with the negative people. It's just because my time is limited, and I'm not here to be liked by everybody, because that's impossible. If you're trying to be liked by everybody, you're trying to basically achieve something that is impossible. It's impossible. And as a matter of fact, you shouldn't even try. It's like you're wasting time trying to prove that there's no gravity on this earth, and you're trying to jump off from the building and then prove that there's no gravity. But that's the waste of your time, because what's the point? You know what I'm saying? So if you're trying to be liked by everybody, you're wasting your time, because that's not going to happen. But as a matter of fact, you should have few people that you really fucking trust and who they trust you, to build a really strong relationship and friendship. And then like from the deep down, like I love you, even though like, for example, there's a times that we don't text each other. There's a times that you really don't talk much, even though there's a social media. But there's a moment that you think about those people, and then like, oh shit, I want to text them. I want to text him. And then you sometimes drop an audio, sometimes you call them, sometimes you text. Right? Like that's the real beautiful friendship. And then sometime they need help. Hey, I got you. It doesn't mean that you need to text them like, hey, good morning to good night. But you see, if you want to make more friends, I have friends all over the world. If you want to have friends, then you have to have somebody to offer. So the best thing is, first change your level of like confidence, how you see yourself, become better at communication. If you're a really good communicator, you will make a lot of friends. You will make a lot of friends just because you're very good at talking, very good at listening, very good at communicating. And perhaps you can crack a joke here and there, make them feel good, make them feel heard, make them feel seen. And then you'll make friends. But you see, without trying to be the person who they want to be friends with, then it's very, very difficult, right? It's like you're trying to play sports without learning how to play a sport. And because I've struggled with that, I didn't have, many friends back in the days. It's because I didn't know how to communicate properly. But I've learned communication. I became a very, very good public speaker. I teach speaking and communication to elite entrepreneurs and public speakers, right? But back in the days, people thought that I'm the unfunniest. Unfunniest is the word, I'm not sure, but you see my point. Like I'm the not funny guy in the friends group. And I remember this kind of like a traumatic, like when I start speaking in a group setting, I can see people's face going kind of like smiling and laughing to like a little bit confused and a little bit like, what the fuck? Kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I started from there, but now I get on the stage with 100 people on a Zoom call, 500 people, and I crack a joke and then I make people laugh. And I'm very, very good at communicating. I'm very good at actually making conversation with people who I meet. Everything is just completely different. It's because I understand, not I want friends, but how can I be a good friend? Is that question. Again, circle back to what I said before. The question is something that you need to ask. The answer always lies within. The answer is like, you know what to do. And most of the time, we all know what to do or how to do it. We all know that. But we don't ask the right questions. We don't find the right question. The equation is wrong. The answer is wrong. You're just finding the wrong answer. Okay? It's highly possible. Just learn communication. Learn how to have a good conversation. Sure, what do you think of psychedelics mushroom to help practice like meditation and rewiring your mind, or how do you recommend to use them? That's a great question, man. Honestly, I have a lot of friends like who's in a very, very deep in spiritual community, plant medicine. I have huge respect to every medicine, not the chemical ones, but plant medicine. I've sat with a lot of different medicines and I've worked with different medicines, but I choose not to. I don't smoke weed. I don't take mushrooms occasionally. Very, very sometime, if there's an opportunity, I will sit with it. But I was told by the medicine itself that I don't need it. That's why I'm most of the time sober. Like, yeah, 90% or 99% sober. I don't smoke cigarette. I don't smoke weed at all. I quit. I don't drink alcohol more than 3 years. I think 3 years and a half right now. I quit alcohol, no booze, no marijuana, nothing. And again, I've started with some medicines the last couple of years, but that's very ceremonial one, and I don't do it occasionally. I don't do it because I don't need it, and then you don't need it either. Honestly, it is a great experience for you, but if you keep taking those things, you're just addicted. You're just addicted. People think that they're not addicted because they, that's what the Native American did and that's what the indigenous culture did. But the truth is, you're not. If you want to dedicate your life to become one of them, then live with them it makes sense to me that these shamans make sense. They, for example, whether it's ayahuasca or mushrooms or blah blah blah, like these people really grow up in the mountain as a tribe and stuff like that. And then there are people who become shaman from Europe and America and in Japan to dedicate their life to be that way. I think it makes sense. But again, like, this is my opinion, and I stand with that. I like to be sober because it's sharp. I don't need it because no one knows, no one need it either. Sure, it's beautiful. Again, it will help you for sure. But if you're taking all the time, then what's the point? It's the same as drinking, it's same as smoking cigarettes, same as smoking weed, it's same as everything else. But just because it's coming from indigenous culture, that doesn't mean that it's a right thing to do. There are people who choose not to. There are people who are addicted, and there are people who wants to do it occasionally. Again, that is your choice, absolutely your choice. But yeah, I've seen a lot of dark side of this community too. I've seen a lot of people. I've met a lot of leaders, and I just personally think that everything is already lies within. Like, you can be high because, as a matter of fact, there's a I forgot the exact word, but you can get high without weed because there's already in your brain. DMT is the same, right? Mushrooms, ayahuasca, or smoking other things like bufos and other things. It's a DMT, and then you can activate that by yourself. So we don't need in the first place, but we could get help from the medicine, that's for sure. But why would you need help? And I think that's the question that we need to ask. And I think, just because you want to go deeper into meditation, I don't think there's a significant reason for people to just take mushrooms and get high. Again, that's hippie, right? So again, this is my opinion. I stand with my own opinion. I don't need to drink because drinking gives you confidence, right? Like that. Look at that. That says exactly. The drinking gives you confidence. But if you're absolutely confident, you don't need drinking to talk to beautiful girls. You don't need booze to dance in front of the people. So my theory or my philosophy is that I don't need alcohol, because back then I needed alcohol because I was not confident. And I needed that fun, delusional fun that alcohol somehow created. And I stand with that. I don't need none of those. And I'm happy, sober. I love the clarity. I'm healthy. So I highly recommend for people to really, really become sober, because it's much more clear and it gives you so much energy, and you're just simply a better person because you're not taking all this bullshit in your body. You're pure, you're more refined, and you're more connected. And to prove your point, you already have that in your mind anyway. It's like, what's the point? But again, I have a huge respect, by the way. I have a huge respect to each shaman, and I have a huge respect to culture. And I've sat with those medicines. I have nothing bad to say, but this is what I believe, and I choose to just have the clarity and more energy. Agree, I've had good experience with plant medicine, but I wish to achieve without. Yeah, you can for sure. It's just that's a great experience that taught you a lot of things, and then now move on, and you have so much potential anyway. Exactly who wine is in an accent for an excellent meal. Sawadika, greeting from Bangkok. Welcome. Konnichiwa, welcome. Amazing. I think let me just find some like good question. Cool. We have like 6 minutes left. How can I release this amount of anger that is inside of me? You should release it. So anger is not the actual emotion. What I mean by that is the anger is not the first emotion that you will feel. that is basically turned into anger. Some other emotion turn into anger. Anger doesn't come like straight away, right? It always coming from, for example, like I'll give you an example. If you love somebody and somebody you love was disrespected in front of you, then you're gonna be like angry. But it's because you love that person. You don't allow any disrespect to your loved ones. So that becomes anger. So like love turns into anger in a certain occasion, a certain situation. Or it could be the sadness too. And as a matter of fact, amygdala is, there's like a little thing in your brain which which controls the emotion. And then when amygdala sets an alarm, basically you become the fight or flight, right? And then which means like you're like stressed, under the stress, you're under the threat. And then when amygdala goes a little bit too much in a stressful situation, basically it goes like crazy over mode. It's just too much. The amygdala goes like overloaded, right? And what happens is that it becomes anger. So now I experienced this overload thing when I went to bungee jumping. Like I went to bungee jumping and I looked down, like right before I'm gonna jump, I looked down and I was like, fuck. It's like 54 meters high. I'm afraid of height. Just because I wanted to challenge my fear, I came here, right? It's like I was like, fuck, I'm going to jump right now. And then that stress was a little bit too much for my amygdala to handle. I became so angry because of this guy supporting me on my back. Like he has to push, he has to count 3, 2, 1, go. And he's holding my hands and stuff like that. I became so angry at him for no reason. Like for no reason, he's doing his job. I was like, fuck this guy. And because I couldn't hold on to the stress that I was feeling, and my amygdala just became like a little bit too much. And it just like turned into anger. So you see, like that's basically fear became an anger. So like anger is not the first emotion. Like you should look for whatever that emotion that turning into anger. And you should release it too. Like shout, go ahead, punch something, like do boxings, work out, surfing, play sports, or go to like somewhere that nobody's there and just shout the fuck out. Like do those kind of things. You got to release it. Otherwise, those energy is inside you, still inside you. And that's why people shouldn't suppress that emotion. You should release it, but not in a way that it's going to hurt other people or other animals, anything else. Release it in the way that doesn't hurt anybody. Again, boxing is good. Shouting on the top of the mountain or stuff like that is also good. Pain, just again, it could be any type of emotions. It could be the pain, for sure, 100%. There are a lot of people are angry because of the pain. As a matter of fact, probably the majority of people are angry because of their pain. Let me see. How to get disciplined? That's a great question. You should ask yourself, why do you have to be disciplined? Like, what do you want? How, like, you should be dead serious about what you want, because otherwise nobody's going to come and get you. Like you will change your life by simply becomes dead serious about what you want. Like you should sacrifice everything else for what you want, if you really want it. So you see, your desire changes and your needs changes based on the situations. For example, if you're in a forest right now and like surviving, 5 days passed, you have no water, no food, nothing, no phone signal, nothing. You just literally just walking, trying to survive. Fuck, 5 days in the forest, like what I'm gonna do? Oh. And the moment somebody shows up and then asks you, which one do you want? Do you want a Lambo, Ferrari, or you want this amazing meal with the very fresh water and dessert and everything. You would take the food, because in this situation, the Lambo and the Ferrari doesn't mean anything. Because first of all, it's in a forest, you cannot drive, and it doesn't hold any value because you need to survive fast. So you see, what you want and what you need changes based on the situation. So if you are too comfortable, most of the people are too comfortable, so that's why they're not disciplined. Because it's too comfortable. Oh, I have a job that pays me to $3,000. Oh, I have a house. That's not that bad. Oh, I have this. I have a girlfriend and she's okay, you know? She's not that bad. It's like everything is so compromised but comfortable enough. And that's why people are not disciplined. Imagine you are out there surviving every day. You can perform much, much better. You will run faster. You'll be more focused. You'll be more hungry. You can do so much shit. It's because you're comfortable, you're not doing much. So ask yourself, why do you have to be disciplined? Because I have a reason to be disciplined. I have my own reason to be disciplined. I have my own reason to hit the gym today and then crash it. And I was like, I tried, this is my first time I did squat with the 100 kg. And I was like, oh, holy shit, I didn't know that I could lift 100 kg with a squat. And I was like doing this like four times or something like that. And I was like, holy shit, I didn't know I could do it. But I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to go to the gym today. I was like, fuck, I feel tired. It's Sunday, but I will. And then I did. And I crashed it. And I did really, really hard. So I'm proud of myself. So what's the reason for you to be disciplined? If you don't have the reason to be disciplined, then you're not gonna. As simple as that. If you're comfortable with your living, then you're not gonna make any change. As a matter of fact, that's exactly why you should find the reason to be disciplined. That's why you need to have what you want, whatever that is. You should have what you want, and it should be higher than your current situation, because it gives you a reason to be disciplined. People, psychologically, we are designed to need a reason to do something. So if you give yourself a reason, not only just, oh, I won't have a nice car, but like people are selfish. Most people are selfish. Like, why you want to be rich? Why you want to make money? Why you want to have more things? Is it because you can be fulfilled, or you can share that with others? Like, people need that fucking reason to do something. And most people are just selfish. So I like spending money with my friends. I like buying things for my, mom and dad. Like, it might be small compared to people like buying like Elmes and shit like that. Of course, it's smaller than those kind of things. But even if it's just $10, if you're doing those kind of things, they feel really happy for receiving that, right? And then of course, there's a phase that you have to fucking lock in. And that's why you became more abundant, because you gave yourself a reason to do fucking shit that you want to do and to be disciplined. And then as a result, you can share that with others. And that's the reason. And that should be the reason. Reason shouldn't be like some stupid, like, oh, I wanna drive a nice car. I mean, it's fine. Like, you can have those desires too. And I think it's a beautiful thing to drive a nice car. It's a great experience. But at the same time, like, what's more valuable reason for you to really lock in and like focus and then do something that beyond of your capacity right now? Anyway, let's wrap it up. Guys, have a reason. Have a reason for you to change your life. Get yourself a reason. Like, what is your reason? Ask yourself, what is my reason to do something that I don't want to do something that I'm a little bit challenging, something that is uncomfortable? What is the reason for you to do this? And also, if you don't like the life right now, if you're like working a 9 to 5 and then you don't like this lifestyle, blah, 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 or you're, currently building a business, but things are not working out, blah, 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 you have to give you a reason why you don't want to stay where you are. Like, I don't want to stay where I am right now, knowing there's much more to go. And of course, there at some point, like at some level, probably I'll be like, oh, I'm happy where I am right now. And then I'm like, okay, this is amazing. Every time that's how I feel. Every time I make the quantum leap, that's the only way I grow. Like, only way I grow is a quantum leap. Boom, quantum leap, boom, quantum leap, quantum leap, quantum leap. That's how I grow. Because it's the fastest way to grow. And if you can get to where you want to get to one by one, step by step, what's going to happen is that it's going to fulfill you because you made a progress. Shit. You look back, last month, I was here and I'm here. 6 months ago, I was here and now I'm here. 1 year ago, I was there and now, whoa, like so much progress. And then if you forget that you're making the progress, you only focus on the problems. You got to give yourself a credit for all the dedication and all the hard work. And that's how you grow faster. Do the work, give yourself credit. Do the work, give yourself a credit. And that's how you, not to get burned out, but also grow and keep growing and farther, because every stage of your life, I don't care if it's you're making 10K per month or 50K per month, 100K per month. I work with, people who's like making a lot of money, and from people who's not making that much money, who wants to make money or achieve their goals, whatever the goal is. You gotta have a reason. You have to have a reason. If you don't have a reason, then you're not going to do anything. And then you're going to regret on a deathbed because you didn't take action. And that's just, there's only way to go. There's only 2 ways to go. All right, guys, with this said, I genuinely hope that this live is going to help you to make a change or take a different steps. And I want you to know that if you're working on yourself right now, if you are trying to build a business, if you are trying to change your life, everyone is feeling alone. Everyone is feeling lonely at some point in some phases. I'm going through my journey by myself. I'm going through my journey and, shit that I need to overcome by myself. But I want you to know that I'm doing all the best I can. And then so that you should know that you're not alone. There are people out there who's also trying and supporting each other. Just know, even if you're going through your journey alone, know that there are people out there who understands your pain and who understand how you feel. All right, we're in this together. And I just want to say that if you're building business, if you're an entrepreneur, wants to grow a business, wants to reprogram your mind, because again, the way you think, it dictates everything. If you're making 5K or 10K, there's a reason why you're only making 5 or 10K. Okay. It doesn't matter. Your skill doesn't matter. Your potential, your talent doesn't matter. The only thing is that the way you think. If you change the way you think, you make more money, you're going to have a better romantic partner, whatever it is. Manifestation is legit. It works like a magic, but it's very logical. As because simply put, if you change the way you think, if you become the person who you want to be, who has everything you ever wanted, in this present moment, the moment that you shift that, it's inevitable. 100% it's inevitable that happens. So if you're dead serious, if you're ready to invest in your life, then have a coaching program. And of course, this is not for everybody. You have to be able to invest, and then you have to be 100% committed, because I don't work with everybody. I work with a committed person because I am very committed. The only thing I care is I want people to win. I want my clients to fucking win, and I want to share that, and it fulfills me. So again, if you are serious about that, changing your life and like really growing a business or growing your income, then you can apply from in the description or pretty much anywhere. There are a lot of links everywhere in my videos and Instagram. Or you can also DM me on Instagram reality on everything capital. Then I will reply to you and see if we're a good fit for working together. All right, with this said, I'm going to do another live soon because I really liked it and I love the fact that people are enjoying it. So I'm going to get back in a couple of weeks and then I will let you guys know beforehand, because this time like it was like, I'll do it tomorrow. So I will let you guys know like a week before or something like that to make sure that everyone can join. Awesome. Sending you love. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the recording. I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace.